what's up, y'all? What's poppin'? It's D. About to react to this video. This is top 10 times comedians cross the line. They cross the line. But I feel like that's what comedy is all about, right? You're supposed to try to get, rise out of people. You're supposed to get them talking or whatever. You're supposed to get, conversation started. Isn't that, the whole purpose? I would assume so, But, I know a lot of people get offended by things that a lot of comedians say. So, but I feel like that's what they're supposed to do. That's their job. But, let's see the times that they cross the line. Let's watch.
There's a fine line between edgy humor and poor taste.
Okay.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 times comedians cross the line.
Oh, yeah, she had Donald Trump's head. I remember that.
So be sure to subscribe
he was
for more
mad.
great content.
He was so
For this
salty.
list, we're focusing on well-known comedians that went too far in their attempts to be controversial. Number 10, Russell Brand and Saxgate.
I like him.
Back in 2008, this British comic was still hosting a radio show for the BBC, wherein he often pushed the boundaries of comedy. But when he and Jonathan Ross pranked British comedy legend Andrew Sachs, many think he pushed too hard. Not only did the pair clown the Fawlty Towers performer with a series of prank calls, they also made it personal, with Ross making mention that Brand had bedded Sachs's granddaughter.
Now, when you were doing a granddaughter,
it kind of went downhill from there. And once the tabloids got a hold of it, the BBC received over 30,000 complaints. In the end, Brand resigned. Ross was suspended for 12 weeks, and Sachs later accepted both their apologies. Number 9, Jimmy Kimmel's Chris Benoit joke. While some comedians cross the line for attention, others do it for the moment. Jimmy Kimmel was already a prominent late-night figure in 2007, but not so much that he couldn't take risks on cable television. So at Comedy Central's roast of Flavor Flav, he used a professional wrestler's murder-suicide to make a statement about his subject's parenting skills.
Chris Benoit is a better father than Flavor Flav.
Yes, roasts are notoriously off-color, but based on the looks of the faces in the crowd, the general consensus was that this joke was too much too soon, since it had been less than a month since the professional wrestler had killed his family and then himself.
Come on, Jimmy.
Number 8, Lena Dunham's abortion comments. Actress, writer, producer, and comedian Lena Dunham uses comedy to address personal issues with humor. However, unlike many of the other entries on our list, Dunham isn't a traditional stand-up comic, so she makes headlines through social media, literature, and interviews. In late 2016, many felt she crossed the line while speaking on her podcast, Women of the Hour, about a controversial subject, abortion. Rather than focusing on the difficult choice many women have had to make, Dunham made it about herself.
Now I can say that I still haven't had an abortion, but I wish I had.
The general public took issue with what they said was her trivialization of a complex issue. Dunham issued an apology via Instagram. Number 7, Tracy Morgan's gay son remarks. Some of the content of this SNL and 30 Rock alum's stand-up might surprise you. For example, during a Nashville show in 2011, the usually goofy comedian launched into a joke where he essentially said if his son were gay, he'd better talk to him like a man or he'd pull out a knife and stab him to death. Some critics, like the LGBT advocacy group the Human Rights Campaign, took this as hate speech, understanding the joke to mean that Tracy would kill his son if he were gay. However, on the other end of the spectrum were comedians like Louis C.K., who tried to interpret what Morgan was going for with the comment. Either way, he apologized.
I pride myself on 20 years, 18 years of stand-up, of using it to heal people and not hurt. That was my whole thing. And I hurt people with this.
Number 6, Kathy Griffin's Donald Trump photo shoot. Kathy Griffin carved herself a comedy niche with her direct manner of speech, her observations of everyday life, and her lampooning of celebrity culture. And in the world of stand-up comedy, it's crucial to stay on top of timely issues. However, Griffin took a huge step backwards in her career in 2017, when she took her negative feelings for President Donald Trump to a disturbing extreme. In a photo shoot with photographer Tyler Shields, Griffin posed with what looked like the bloody head of Trump. Though she received some support after these pics hit social media, Griffin was, for the most part, roundly criticized, losing several jobs as a result, and becoming a pop culture pariah. Number 5, Amy Schumer's Ryan Dunn joke. Like so many of her peers, this comic makes headlines by consistently addressing taboo subjects. But there's a time and a place for cracking jokes about recently deceased individuals. At Comedy Central's 2011 roast of Charlie Sheen, the main subject willfully accepted verbal abuse, but one particular guest, Steve-O, was caught off guard. Less than 3 months after Jackass star Ryan Dunn passed away in a car crash, Amy Schumer went to a dark place by not only bringing up the death, but also by using the event to make a joke.
But I truly am, no joke, sorry for the loss of your friend Ryan Dunn. I know you must have been thinking it could have been me, and I know we were all thinking, why wasn't it?
Steve-O's reaction says it all, and he wasn't pleased after the fact either. Number 4, Bill Maher's use of the N-word. This established late-night host doesn't always play by the rules. In fact, he often takes shots at both conservatives and liberals, not to mention other agenda-driven groups. And as you can expect, sometimes his loose lips get him in trouble. Case in point, the June 2017 incident where he casually used the N-word in comedic conversation with Nebraska Senator Ben Sasse.
We'd love to have you work in the fields with us.
That wasn't relevant. I was saying it'll be hot nigga.
That's part of that. That's Senator. I'm a house. No, it's
I remember I heard about that.
Many people slammed Maher. Some chalked up his usage of the loaded word to simple poor taste. Some said he was using it as a racial slur, and some surmised that Maher would never understand the word's significance. Malicious intent or not, this experienced comedian ended up apologizing for his actions. Number 3, Gilbert Gottfried's 9/11 joke.
See, when a joke
His voice is
Right after the September 11th attacks, jokes referencing the tragedy were basically
Americans
not
don't play with
acceptable
9/11.
in
You
day-to-day
can't make no
conversation.
joke
There
about
is only
this.
one requirement for any of us, and that is to be courageous.
Of course, many comics embrace sadness to make
Look at
people
Jimmy
laugh.
Kimmel, that's
But
wild.
Gilbert Gottfried surprised
He
everybody
glowed up.
when he used 9/11 to set up a joke at the Friars Club roast of Hugh Hefner, just 3 weeks after thousands of people lost their
3
lives.
weeks?
Basically, he explained that he couldn't get a direct flight to New York because, quote, they said they have to stop at the Empire State Building first.
Tonight I'm gonna be using my Muslim name, Hasn't Been Laid.
The joke offended many for obvious reasons, with one audience member yelling too soon. 9/11 jokes are a bit less taboo today, but in
Yeah, I was about to
2001,
say, you did
comedians
this
needed
3
to
weeks
tread lightly.
later?
Number 2, Daniel Tosh's rape joke. For comedians, live shows and crowd interaction can prompt shocking statements. During a stand-up set in 2012, Tosh chose not only to make a joke about rape, but also to include an audience member in the routine. In this case, there's no video of the incident, but apparently the audience member in question had heckled Tosh, saying that rape jokes aren't funny. Tosh apparently responded by saying, quote, wouldn't it be funny if that girl got raped by like 5 guys right now? Like right now? Some critics saw this less as a joke and more as an invitation. And though some comedians defended him, Mr. Tosh was compelled to apologize. Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are some honorable mentions.
Cocksucker? What's wrong with that? What's the problem? Everybody's heart attack.
Cursing, cussing, swearing, and all I could think of was shit, piss, suck a motherfucker and tits.
Number 1, Michael Richards' racially charged rant.
Oh, I remember this.
Look, I made a
I
mistake.
remember
It's
everybody
been
talking
3
about
years.
this.
Don't hurt me.
In the 90s, this screwball comic was a mainstay on Seinfeld.
I mean, he looked racist.
His
Are
career
we
spiraled
surprised?
out of control after a racially charged
Like
meltdown
racist
in
as fuck.
2006 at the iconic Laugh Factory Comedy Club in West Hollywood. While comedians often use audience distractions to their advantage, taking the opportunity to heckle hecklers or otherwise mock people, Richards instead unloaded on a group of latecomers with racial slurs. Unfortunately for him, this moment was caught on camera. And as you can expect, the rant did not sit well with the audience or the media. Richards made an awkward apology and even spoofed the incident himself. But in the end, he withdrew from performing stand-up altogether.
If only there were a horrible name that I could call you that would make you as angry as I am.
Other
Shut
great
your weirdo ass up. He just looks like a weirdo racist. So I wasn't surprised when I came out like, oh, that sounds about right. Like, he look racist. But yeah, this was wild. I know what I said about, oh, comedy's supposed to cross the line, but sometimes it's a little much. You making a joke about this dude's dead friend that just died a month ago, talking about, oh, we wish that you died instead of him. Like, she get on my nerves, though. I don't like her as a comedian, honestly. Amy Schweimer? No, she can go. However you say her last name. But this was an interesting video, though. Very entertaining. Let me know what y'all thought. Let me know what other videos you want me to react to, and I'll see you in the next time. Bye!